Alex Eala to begin new season at Auckland in January. Dubai. Filipino tennis star Alex Eala is gearing up for a fresh new season following a standout 2025 campaign that saw her break into the WTA Top 50. She's set to open her year at the ASB Classic in Auckland this January. The 20-year-old recently carried the Philippine flag during the opening ceremony of the 33rd Southeast Asian Games, sharing the honor with the last Pilipinas volleyball standout Brian Bagunas as the national delegation entered Rajamangala Stadium on Tuesday. I was very excited to be our flag bearer and take part in the opener because it's my first time and it's a new experience, Eala said after the ceremony. Now ranked number 52, Eala is poised to earn a seed in Auckland as the fourth highest ranked player in the field. World number 14 Alina Svitolina is expected to lead the seedings, followed by Emma Navarro, 15, Iva Jovic, 35, and Janice Jen, 53. The WTA 250 event will also feature two Grand Slam champions, former world number 1 and tennis legend Venus Williams, as well as 2017 U.S. Open winner Sloane Stephens. Both, along with Great Britain's Katie Boulter, received wildcards for the tournament. Defending champion Clara Towson will not return to Auckland as she opts to compete in Brisbane, while last year's runner-up Naomi Osaka is slated to play at the United Cup. For Eala, securing a seeded spot marks a significant milestone. Just a year ago, she ended the 2024 season ranked number 147 and was competing primarily in second-tier events before her rapid rise in 2025. The first morning light over Auckland had always carried a certain magic, an alchemy of ocean wind, distant gulls, and a pale gold sun that rose as if unveiling the world for the very first time. Alex Eala stood on the balcony of her hotel room, hoodie wrapped tight around her shoulders, and let that light spill over her face. It was January, technically the start of a new year, but for her, the new year only truly began when she stepped back onto the court. Below her, the city hummed awake, cafes grinding fresh beans, runners tracing the waterfront, the faint purr of waves touching the pier. Her suitcase lay half unpacked behind her, tennis rackets leaning against the wall like soldiers awaiting inspection. There was a comfort in their presence, a reminder of why she was here. Auckland, the place where her season would begin, and, as she whispered to herself, the place where she would start again. Chapter 1, the first step back. The journey of an athlete is never linear. Alex understood this deeply, not as a metaphor, but as truth. The year behind her had been a mosaic of moments, breakthrough tournaments, tough losses, late-night training sessions, jet lag, joy, frustration, celebration, exhaustion, pride. She had grown, on the court and off it. She'd learned more about patience, more about her game, more about the fire that had carried her from the dusty courts of Manila to the international stage. But entering a new season always made her feel like she was standing at the base of a mountain again, looking up, feeling that familiar mixture of anticipation and fear. Auckland was her reset button, a place where the weather was warm, the air carried the scent of sea salt, and the crowds were famously warm and unrushed. A good place to start. Her coach, Nico, knocked on the door of her room just as she began tying her shoelaces. "You look awake," he said when she let him in. "I've been awake since 5, Alex replied. "Jet lag is beating me 6-0, 6-0. He laughed. "Good. That means you'll finish early today." They reviewed the plan. Morning drills, strength conditioning, then a hit on the practice courts around noon. Her first official match was still days away, but preparation was non-negotiable. While Nico spoke, Alex felt her pulse steady. Plans grounded her. Routine steadied her. On the days she felt unsure, she leaned on discipline. On the days she felt unstoppable, she leaned on humility. The balance was the secret she continued chasing. And today she was calm, determined, ready. Chapter 2, Rhythm and Repetition. Auckland's training courts were tucked behind the tournament venue, surrounded by tall fences and swaying trees. The sky was a brilliant, slightly intimidating blue, the type that made you feel seen. Alex stretched by the baseline, focusing on her breathing. The court smelled faintly of rubber and humidity. Somewhere on a neighboring court, someone struck a serve that echoed like a gunshot. Tennis players communicated through sound long before speech. She bounced on her toes, took her racket from her bag, and stepped into a familiar place, the small, chalk-lined rectangle where she felt safest. Start with cross courts, Nico instructed. She nodded. The first ball came. Then the next. The rhythm emerged instantly. The ball met the strings, pop. Her shoes slid lightly against the court, SHFF. Her breath came sharp but controlled, ha. Cross courts became down the lines. Volleys became overheads. Serves became second serves. In repetition, she found clarity. Her movements sharpened, the fuzziness of travel falling away like dust shaken from a rug. A small crowd of early-arriving fans watched from the outer fences, Filipinos who had woken early, wearing bucket hats, waving small flags, calling out, "Alex, Laban Pilipinas." She smiled between drills. Their support felt like a warm hand on her back, pushing her forward gently. By noon, sweat dripped down her forehead. Her arms trembled from exertion, and her lungs felt stretched open, but she felt good. Really good. Solid first session, Nico said. Footwork looks sharper than in December. I've been working on it, she responded. I can see that. You're moving lighter. Alex took a long gulp from her water bottle. She looked at the sky above the court, unchanged, indifferent, beautiful. And in that moment she felt it. Confidence not as a shout, but as a quiet certainty growing inside her. Chapter 3. The Quiet Hours. The afternoon left room for stillness. She strolled down Auckland's marina, hair tied in a bun, sunglasses shielding her eyes. Boats rocked gently on the water. Children played along the docks. A busker strummed an acoustic guitar, his voice soft and imperfect. Alex breathed in the scent of the ocean and let her thoughts drift. People often assumed that athletes thought of victory nonstop, that their minds were playgrounds of tactics, strategies, and imagined trophies. But in truth, the quiet hours were their salvation, the time when the body rested and the mind unraveled itself. She found a bench overlooking the water and sat down. What do I want this season to be? The question floated through her mind. Not in terms of ranking, not trophies, not numbers or statistics. Those mattered, of course, but they weren't the heart of the matter. What she wanted was progress, to be better than last year's version of herself, to trust her game more deeply, to enjoy competing, not simply endure it, to play with courage even when the stakes were high, to give herself grace when mistakes inevitably happened. Her phone buzzed. A message from her mother. Good morning, Anik. How's training? Remember to stretch after your workout, drink enough water, and take a photo for us. We miss you.